Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Personality Development classes. In this video, let's study about effective communication skills. Introduction. Effective communication skills are a critical aspect in your career and personal lives. Communication skill is the ability to use language and express information. So, these skills plays very important role in human life. It is important to understand the communication process so that we can enhance the effectiveness of our messages. Communication is important to express and understand the human's feelings. It allows us to interact with other people. Without the communication, we would be unable to share knowledge or experience with others. We all must use a variety of communication techniques to both understand and be understood. That means we use the different communication techniques are used to express and perceive the messages between and among the people. The term communication is derived from the Latin word communis, meaning common. That means the word communication it is derived from a communius. The word is communius that is derived from the Latin word it means common. That means communication is nothing but sharing a common idea with someone. Means sharing the idea with someone it is a communication. In general, communication refers to the reciprocal exchange of information, ideas, facts, opinions, beliefs, feelings, and attitudes through verbal and non-verbal means between two people or within a group of people. The meaning of communication is a process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, feelings, and emotions through speech, signals, and writing. It is called as communication. So, communication is the transmission of an idea or feeling so that the sender and receiver share the same understanding. That is the meaning of a communication. It is a meaning of a communication. Okay, let's see the definition of communication. According to Webster's dictionary, communication is a process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols and signs of behavior. Another definition of communication by Robert Anderson: communication is interchange of thoughts, opinions, or information by speech, writing, or signs. Means in total, the communication is the art of transmitting information, ideas, and attitudes from one person to another, and it is the meaningful interactions among human beings. In a simple way, communication is nothing but exchanging of information between or among the people. Okay, I hope you clear with the meaning and definition of communication. Now, let's study about the features of communication, means the nature or characteristics of communication. First, it involves at least two persons, means communication involves two person, at least two person, a sender and a receiver. So, in communication, there are two person, one is a sender and another is a receiver. The sender is called as communicator, sender and receiver. The sender is also called as a communicator, and this receiver is called as a communicatee. A person who speaks or writes some messages is called as the sender, and the person who receives the message is called as a receiver. This is so first feature. Then message is must. A message is the subject matter of communication. This message is a subject matter of a communication. Here that message may be the or it is the content of the letter or speech or instructions. If there is a no message, then there is a no communication. Subject matter is called as a message. Then next one is verbal and non-verbal. Communication is generally understood as spoken or written words. It also includes gestures, sign, movement, body languages, etc. to convey message or information from one person to another. Here verbal means the communication through spoken or written words are verbal, or the communication also taken place through some gestures. So this communication involves both the verbal and non-verbal form of communication. Then information sharing and understanding. Communication involves information sharing and understanding. Communication is not complete unless the receiver has understood the message properly in the same way the sender intends, and his reaction or response known to the sender. Means here the sharing, the information must be shared by the sender and the same message must be understood by the receiver. So information sharing and understanding is important under the communication. Next one, motivate a response. The primary purpose of communication is to motivate a response. The sender or a communicator motivate the people by good drafting of messages or proper timing of communication. It always be remembered that communication is means of motivating. Means through the communicator, through the sender's message, it motivate the receiver to respond or to give back the response to his messages. That is a motivate a response. Formal or informal means the communication may be the formal communication or informal communication. Formal means it follows the formal channels provided in the organizational structure. That means if a message pass from the principal to HODs, from HODs to the class mentors, from the class mentors to student, that is what it is a form of organizational structure. Formal structure is followed to communicate the message, then it is called as formal communication. Informal communication means the communication or this message flow from the informal channel of communication which are not provided in the organization structure. That means this informal communication do not follow a proper structure. It may be the communication between the students or between the peers, between the colleagues, or the communication between or the messages sent and received between the family members. That is all informal communication. Next one, it follows up and down and also from side to side. That means communication can be flow from upward direction or downward direction or horizontal or vertical side. This communication can be flow. Communication flows downward. Downward means from the superior to subordinate. Communication it is upward means from the subordinate to superior. If messages passes or the information flows, then it is upward communication. From side to side means if it follows between two or more persons operating at the same level of authority, then it is from side to side. Then it is an integral part of the process of exchange. This communication involves mainly the exchange of ideas, feelings, emotions, and knowledge and information among the people. So, this communication is important part of the process of exchange. So, this is about these are the features of communication. Then, next topic is a process of communication. Process of communication, the another name it is we can call as a components of communication. Components of communication. Communication process has certain elements. They are the sender, message, encoding, channel, receiver, feedback, channel, decoding. These are the some of the elements in the process of communication. Let's study it in detail. First one, it is a sender. Sender means what? The person who communicate the message to others, or a person who passes information to other, he is called as a sender. He also called as another name for the sender is a communicator or encoder. Next one, it is a message. The content or the subject matter of communication is called as a message. It may be order, instruction, appeals, views, opinions, feelings, etc. These are called as messages. In short, it is the content or subject matter is called as a message. Then next one is encoding. Encoding. The process of converting the message into group of symbols such as words, actions, pictures that represents idea or concept is called as a encoding. So again I just tell the process of converting the messages into group of symbols such as words, actions or pictures etc. that represent the idea is called as a encoding. Then next one is a communication channel, the media for the passing of the messages, that is channels. The medium used to transmit or pass the messages is called as a communication channel. It may be the formal or informal channels, means the way used to transfer the message from the sender to the receiver, that is that called as a channel of communication. Then next element of process of communication is a receiver. The person who receives the message or for whom the message is meant for is called as receiver. The person who receives the message of the sender, he is called as a receiver. It is the receiver who tries to understand the message in the best possible manner in achieving the desired objectives. He receives the message in the same way the sender intended. That is the main work of the receiver. Then next one is a decoding. The receiver also called as a communicatee or a decoder. Okay, the receiver, another name of the receiver is a decoder or communicatee. Then next one is a decoding. The person who receives the message from the communicator tries to understand the same in such a way so that he may extract its meaning to his complete understanding. That is a decoding. That means the process of understanding the message in the same way the sender perception, means the way the sender perceived in the same way the receiver perceived, then it is called decoding. In a simple way, understanding of the message sent by the sender is called as decoding. Then next one is a feedback. The receiver's response to the sender message is called as feedback. This feedback helps the sender in confirming the correct interpretation of their message by the receiver. This feedback may be oral or written, or it may be in the gesture format. Then next one is a noise. Every communication process is bound to be disturbed by one or another kind of noise. It interferes with the transportation and interpretation of information from the sender to the receiver. It affects smooth communication. Noise, it disturbs the smooth communication process between the sender and the receiver. I hope you clear with these elements of a process of communication. Okay, next let's study about the uses of effective communication. That means importance of effective communication. Effective communication helps to understand a person or situation in a better way. Because of the communication, it helps to understand the feelings or emotions or the opinions about of other persons. Then it enables us to solve the differences, build trust and respect in the organization. In the organization, because of the communication, the manager or the peers, they can solve their the conflicts and helps to build the trust. So this communication is important in the organization. Then sometimes our message is misunderstood, or we must misunderstand the received message. Effective communication help us to resolve problems with both point of view. Means if we receive the, because of the communication, we can solve the our conflicts or the misunderstanding through our communication. Next one, effective communication help us to connect well with kids, spouse, boss, colleagues, etc. Means through the communication, through the expressing our ideas, we connect with our family members, with the friends, with the organization, means with the colleagues, etc. Means societally, or we can in public, we can easily connect through the communication. Then it helps in the decision making. Means in the decision making process, the different peoples or the board of directors or the members, they can share their opinions or express their opinions through that. Through that, it helps the organization to take a decision. So this is about the uses or importance of effective communication. So in this video we studied about the meaning, definitions, then the nature of communication, then the elements of the communication and uses of effective communication. If you have any doubts, please clarify it. Thank you.